Intro to hair coloring this morning. What we're going to do is decide how color works, why it works like it does, why people do hair coloring, all that good stuff. And I'm going to show you a few things here that'll help you to understand it. So we're going to go over some basic color concepts, the law of color, and hair structure and color. And this is what makes home hair colorings fail, these principles right here. And this is why Walmart or Rite Aid selling it. It's a good deal for us because people go by it and don't understand these principles and wind up with something that they really don't want. First, we need to understand why people color their hair in the first place, and that way we can help sell some hair color to people that have not been coloring their hair. Some of them do it to cover up or blend gray. And most people think that the majority of your hair color services in the salon is the younger people that want to be in fashion. It's not. The biggest amount of hair coloring that is done in the salon is for this reason, to cover up or blend gray hair. Clients might also choose to color to enhance an existing color. You've heard of people saying they had mousy brown hair, so they're going to want to color to get rid of that. Also to create a fashion statement or a statement of self-expression. Might also do it to correct unwanted tones in the hair, such as getting out in the sun and it bleaching their natural hair color out, or the chlorine in the pool turning it green. They might want to do it to accentuate a particular haircut, and this is becoming more and more popular. We've got a swoop over here, so we put a streak in it. And hair color was not used in that way when I learned to do hair color. We didn't use a lot of this fad colors and all like they do now, but it's very popular. Your chemical services are your money makers in the salon, so you want to be real educated on what you can and can't do. Many people experiment with hair color. When a client turns to you for advice and service, you need to understand what they're wanting, how their hair is going to react to it, and the structure of their hair and the role it plays in hair coloring. You need to learn which shades of color are most flattering on your clients, which products and techniques will achieve that look. If you'll notice, hair color is spelled with one word when we're talking about the products that the manufacturers have made. It's an industry coined term. If you type it in the computer, it's going to give you a misspelled word on it. It is not misspelled. Hair color with two words is what you were born with, the color you were born with. So the first thing we want to study is the theory of color. Color is a form of light energy. All the colors we can see are contained in the visible spectrum of light. Before you apply hair colors, it is important to have a good general understanding of how colors work together. First, have the law of color, and it's a system for understanding color relationships. This is the same theory that interior designers use, car manufacturers use. Wherever color is used together, this law of color comes into play. When combining colors, you will always get the same result from the same combination. Equal parts of red and blue mixed together always make violet. Equal parts of blue and yellow will always make green. And equal parts of red and yellow always make orange. This system is called the law of color because these relationships have been tested over and over and have proven to be true. I have attached you a color wheel to the back of your syllabus. It doesn't have any colors on it. I can't print and make a lot of copies in color anyway. But that color wheel is for you to color so you can see how the colors work. I've also put some explanations there. Have y'all looked at it? I've numbered the colors. I've got your primary, your secondary, and your tertiary. And coloring it yourself will work a lot better than me handing it to you. It's right here in the book, and you can copy it out of the book. But it should be the last page of your syllabus. Also in the book, it shows you the color wheels and the relationships. And why it is so important for us to understand the relationships If we have got a tone in the hair, and tone means warmth or coolness, and a tone is like warm tones, which would be orange, gold, and reds. Cool tones are your blues, your greens, and your violet. If we have one of those in the hair we're working on and we want to get rid of it, we go right opposite on the color wheel to do so. So if we have the client that comes in and she has dyed her hair and it has turned orange, what is directly across from orange? Blue. So we've got to go choose a color that has a blue base in it in order to cut that orange out. Is it going to turn the hair blue? No, it's not. It's going to counteract the orange. So it's important that we learn this law of color and the color wheel. First thing we want to understand is about our different types of color. And primary colors are pure fundamental colors. They're not achieved by any mixture. Primary colors are blue, red, and yellow. We also want to understand a little bit about these. Colors with a predominance of blue are cool tones, and colors with a predominance of red are warm toned colors. Blue is the darkest of the primary colors and is the only cool primary. In addition to coolness, blue also brings depth or darkness to any color to which it is added. Now I want to comment on that for a minute because some of y'all are going into facial makeup now too. And what they're saying here about adding depth is darker shades do what we call shadow or take back, which is what they're talking about with depth. Lighter colors highlight or bring forward. That's why the clients come in the salon and say, I want a highlight. You know they're wanting some lighter shade than their hair color. Even if they have light brown, they can still have a highlight of blonde, and it brings it forth. And if you will start looking at people as you walk up to them, just take a glance at their hair and then glance back off and think about what you saw first. You're going to see the lighter colors first. That's why it's called the highlight. Draws attention to. Red is the medium primary color. Red added to blue-based colors will cause them to appear lighter. Red added to yellow colors will cause them to become darker. Yellow is the lightest of the primary colors. When you add yellow to other colors, the resulting color is lighter and brighter in appearance. When all three primary colors are present in equal proportions, the resulting color will be black. It's helpful to think of hair colors in terms of their relative proportions of primary colors. Neutral brown, for example, has the primary colors in the following proportions. Has 1 part blue, 2 parts red, and 3 parts yellow. That makes brown hair. Remember, if they were all in proportion, equal proportions, you'd have black hair. Our secondary colors is a color obtained by mixing equal parts of 2 primary colors. Secondary colors are green, orange, and violet. Green is an equal combination of blue and yellow. Orange is an equal combination of red and yellow. And violet is an equal combination of blue and red. Tertiary colors then is an intermediate color achieved by mixing a secondary color and its neighboring primary color on the color wheel in equal amounts. We can also explain that by taking 2 primaries, mixing 2 parts of one and 1 part of the other. Let that soak in a minute. The tertiary colors include blue-green. That would be 2 parts of blue, 1 part of yellow. Remember, to make just green, we've got 1 part of blue and 1 part of yellow. But if we want blue-green, we put 2 parts of blue, 1 part yellow. Blue-violet, we've got 2 parts of blue, 1 part of red. Red-violet, we reverse that. 2 parts of red, 1 part of blue. Red-orange, yellow-orange, and yellow-green finish out the tertiary colors. Natural-looking hair color is made up of a combination of your primary and secondary colors. Then we talk about our complementary colors, which are primary and secondary positioned opposite each other on the color wheel. Complementary colors include blue and orange, red and green, and yellow and violet. And if you don't have the color wheel right in front of you, Think about where they're positioned in red and green. We see that at Christmas. They complement each other. We got the green tree and red ornaments. We see everything is red and green at Christmas. Complementary colors also neutralize each other, and that's what I was referring to a while ago. If we've got the client that's got orange hair, then we want to use something with blue in it to counteract it. What about the client that comes in and for whatever reason her hair is turned green? That happens a lot during the summer with blonde hair. Her hair is turned green. What can we use to counteract the green that's in her hair? Red. Does that mean we're going to turn her hair red? Not if we choose the correct formulation of red. When formulating hair color, you will find that it is often your goal to emphasize or distract from skin tones or eye color. You may also want to neutralize or refine unwanted tones in the hair. So understanding complementary colors will help you choose the appropriate tone to accomplish that goal. And what they're saying here, if the skin tone of your client is very, very red, like she's almost flushed, the last thing you want to do is put a red color on her hair. But since she has a warm skin tone, she may very well have a warm hair color, and you want to counteract it. What do you counteract it with? What is opposite red? Green. So you want to use a cool hair color tone on this client.